and they became, I think when they read the signs, they understood why the man was confused. And that's interesting, right? So we're going to put this down here for here's our little Angela. I think that's Angela coming up there at the street. Okay, let's put our nuts down here. Our peanuts. Poor Brian has to go to dialysis today, so I'll pick him up and we'll come here and feed the birds. It'll be later today around 7, but that's okay. Keeping my eye out for people who try to run over the birds. I guess the Cleverfit's open. Cleverfit's open today. They're basically open every day. So, I assume Charlie's going to come back. This is DC Danton Crow Crusader wishing you a great 1st of May. To other people around the world, it's just a normal day, working. But for here in Europe and other places that celebrate the 1st of May, May Day, have a nice one. It's rainy and cold here, but could be nice where you are. Anyway, the start of a new week with new things happening. I have a lot of appointments this week. Millie's going to the vet, and we've got appointments for free legal advice for this circus with the signs, and yeah, and it goes on. Just another thing I'd like to add is that there was look at Charlie. Look at our Charlie. There was also, Charlie. Hey, Charlie. Look at our good boy, Charlie. Hey, good boy, honey. You're looking great. Looking great, Charlie. Looking good. Yeah, good boy, Charlie. Good boy, yeah. Good boy, Charlie. It's a good boy. Yeah, he's a good boy. Want the cheese? Wow, it's a lot of cheese there, right? Yeah, a lot of cheese. Okay. But I wanted to add that there was a third point for canceling our contract in the apartment, but it's not really mentioned except in an email and a letter that was sent during the summer when I was taking care of my dying father in New Jersey at that time, and I was gone for close to 3 months. Bryant received this letter and an email from the manager who said there was a complaint that someone was using an electric mixer in the middle of the night after night. Well, as it turns out, we don't have an electric mixer, and they were accusing me of doing that. But I was halfway around the world. So, and believe it or not, there's still, even with that evidence, we have the plane ticket, even with that, they're still put that down as one of the reasons of violating the house rules, making noise. And that was the thing that was the complaint about making noise. Just totally made up. Now maybe someone who lives on the other side of them, or lives above them or below them, was doing that. But you see, everything is just a lie. It's so blatantly a lie. You just have the proof to throw it in their face. And still they have the audacity to still put it in the cancellation of the contract. It just goes to show you that it is about feeding the birds, but it's much larger than that. Okay, it's about dealing with these issues that they don't want to deal with, and it's about attacking people who support the animals. I think that's the bottom line. I did some work for Dr. Erwin Kessler, who died in the last 2 years and passed away unexpectedly, which is a huge loss for the organization and for Switzerland in general. But as the founder of VGT, Verein gegen Tierfabriken, which is association against animal factory farming, he slept in every room in his house. Okay, every room in his house. He slept in his bedroom with a gun under his pillow. He had a gun in every room, Charlie, of his house. And farmers tried to burn his house down too, by the way. And that's how activists, there's our Charlie, are perceived here in Switzerland. They're terrorists. They're enemies. Okay? And people who are psychologically imbalanced have murdered people here, premeditated, and have gotten less than 2 years in a psychiatric clinic and in prison, and they're out on the street. And the animal liberation group here broke in and went against the pharmaceutical industry to try and free the primates that were under experimentation, and they were caught and put in prison for years. I mean, it's like a whole different set of laws and rules for animal activists. They truly are considered terrorists here in Switzerland. That is the prevailing attitude. That is the mindset. And that's why I'm being attacked on all levels, and being called an Ärger by the city of Kreuzlingen. Imagine that, an Ärger, trying to feed starving birds and bring awareness to the habitat loss and to changes that need to be made to preserve our wildlife and wild birds here in the city of Kreuzlingen. That's all that I'm doing. And I'm considered a nuisance. I'm considered an Ärger. And they're going to attack me on any way they can to get rid of me, force me to move, put criminal charges against me, whatever it takes, So beware. That's what it is. And I don't think the farmers here have so much power. They contribute less than 3% of the wealth of Switzerland, which is totally negligent when you think about what they're really contributing here. And yet they're getting subsidies, and they're the veterinary bureau looks the other way when they break the law. And I've had I wrote a whole novel on that. Okay, what was going on with the sale and trade of illegal meat. Okay, that was uninspected, and how they were slaughtering the animals. Oh, here comes Charlie. Wow, our little Charlie. And I wrote an entire story about that. Okay? And when we were going to press more charges against the farmer, the head of the police of Kreuzlingen came in and said, "You don't want to do that. I would advise you not to do that." Like out of some mafia movie, right? Coming there and, what's the word in German? Bedrohing us, okay? Trying to scare us into, not pressing these charges, and say we should leave it alone. We should think better of it, or something may happen to us. That was reading in between the lines. Okay? I'll never forget that as long as I live. It was a very scary moment. Yeah, and there was nothing really much we could do about it. So we did drop it. We did drop it because we didn't have really anyone, not friends, not anyone here to support us in any way. So, no. Our friends were friends in... Oh, there's Petey. Hi, Petey. Poor Petey. Petey. Petey wants to get something. We'll give something to Petey. But our friends only supported us to a point, okay? They only supported us to a point. Okay, I don't understand what that's all about. Honking his horn. But they really didn't believe in rescuing the cows or interfering with the farmer in the way he was handling the cows. He wasn't taking care of them. He had no water. He had no water on the field. He had no water in the barn. He said the water in the grass that he fed them, even the dry grass during the winter, was enough to support the cows. I mean, just unbelievable things. He falsified his logbook. He was slaughtering them illegally on his property. I go on and on and on. And I documented with videos and picture. And the Veterinary Bureau did nothing. They did nothing. So, there you go. And I think overall, Switzerland is a country that I have learned in 13 years is very slow to change. There are other countries that are very progressive,